Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Getting back to working on the Whizzer. I've been running out of stuff to do recently, because the Datsun's pretty good off. I ordered some more parts for the Dodge and I'm still waiting for those. I decided I want to do something creative, so I'm getting back to working on the Whizzer. Yesterday, I removed the pedals, which, I mean, it's easy enough. It was a bike. It's a bike, so. They're just sitting over there now. There's all the bearings and whatnot. And the sprocket, yeah, I just put the sprocket on top of the little pull case for the engine. So now that's all out of the way, I can finally start modifying the frame to fit the engine and transmission. So the rough layout is, I'm just gonna move this over here so we can kind of see. This is going to be kind of a rough layout of how the engine and transmission are going to be. There's probably going to be a little offset with the engine, which should be fine. I mean, it doesn't weigh all that much, like it won't flip me while I'm on the road. The transmission is probably going to have to go in between the wheel and this bar here, just because if I want to level this out so the engine has a flat spot to sit, but there won't be enough room for the transmission in there too. So if I get that between the wheel and the bar, that should be fine. Have the engine in its own little quarter, that should be good. But what I have to do is I have to modify both of these bars on the frame. This one I should just have to make go straight up, and then like bend it into there, I guess. Just pretty much anything I can do to make it enough for that. Which isn't that bad. I mean, it kind of fits already, but it gets in the way like here. And then this bar, I don't know. I guess I could even like continue off of here or something and just bend it straight down. I don't know. I'm not doing that one yet. I'm doing that one first because it should be easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it around here and around here, and that'll give me an open space to work with. And then I have a bar leaning up against the wall there, and just going to bend that in the shape and hopefully weld it all in place. So hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. I'll be back when I make some progress. Well, I've gotten the first piece cut out. It's right there. I'm gonna have to modify that piece a little bit more. I'm probably gonna have to cut it down just a hair. And I was just fooling around trying to put the transmission in. And I'm gonna have to do a bit of clearancing with the transmission too. You can see I already cut off a tiny little stud there, because it's kind of built like a sea mine. There's just little studs coming out of everywhere. So I had to cut that one because it was hitting, I think it was the fender. I'm probably gonna have to cut this one too. This one down here is hitting the corner of that little stub. So I'm probably gonna have to just cut that one, which isn't a huge loss, because it's just generally in the way. But once I cut those studs, it should fit in. I might have to cut these too, which is fine. I can't really use them because they're so close to the to this that when I have the post in the way, I won't be able to put a bolt in them anyways. So I might just cut all of those off. I'll try just cutting that one, leaving those, but chances are all of these studs will have to go. So that's fine. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna fool around a little bit more, just trying to clearance it into a point where it can fit. I'm actually just gonna put it in and show you real quick. Okay, this is kind of the rough draft of what this is gonna look like. That's where, I'm hoping that's where that can sit. It's not completely lined up with the pulley there. You can kind of see the belt. It should fall more like there. But I couldn't actually line it up in the correct spot because it would fall. So it's just kind of wedged in place right now. But this is just a rough idea of what's going to look like. Overhangs on this side quite a bit, which I'm fine with. Because transmission, or the engine before was like, well, it was from here to here. So that's already like this far out with the transmission. So that's fine, but I gotta keep clearancing the spot here because you can kind of see it gets in the way. Because I need it to be level too, which is kind of an issue because you can see where it's cut off. But yeah, this... Okay. Anyway, the stud that was there has to go. Yeah, so just more clearancing, because that stud right there, that stud right there, and I think that should be good. So I'm just going to cut that off and see where that gets me. It is now 2 days later, and I'm still doing some more clearancing with the transmission and whatnot. I think the transmission is pretty well cleared. I can't remember if I cut that off in the last clip or not, but this little stud, it's trimmed down a bit. You can kind of see where. So that's done, and I leveled off this stub just so that it doesn't interfere with the transmission as much. And I'm actually working on the first piece right now. I have this bar being heated up, and once that's hot, I'm going to give it a little bend like that so that I can slot it in, because it's a little smaller, but it fits perfectly in there. So I'm hoping I can just slot it in, have it come straight up, and then that curve will feed into there. Hoping it'll be something like that. I might have to make an adapter for the top there, just because I doubt I'll be able to slide in like a curve piece. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But right now I'm starting to make the first piece. So once I get some progress on that, I'll be back. It's been it's a little over a week. I haven't made any progress because I had a series of unfortunate events. I believe I've said this before, but I am a cemetery caretaker, and I use a lawnmower to mow the lawn. That lawnmower, I got one strip done, and the tire exploded. So I went to my backup mower, which had a piece shoot off of the deck, so I couldn't finish. So to mow the cemetery, which is usually a 2-hour job, took 4 days. And this came out of the second mower. I don't even know where it... I don't know where it goes, and I don't know where it fits, and I don't know what it does. So the lawnmower is just permanently missing that. But it took 4 days to actually get that done, which was 4 days of my free time. So I haven't been able to make progress on the Whizzer. The weather has been prohibiting me. And my work schedule. My work schedule got bumped up to like double of what it usually is. So I haven't had time for anything. This is the first free day I've had in like a week. And the last time I had a little bit of free time, I ended up spending it on tracking some stuff down, mainly a guy who knows everything about the engine in the Dodge, because he's worked on it his entire life. I pulled into his yard and it was, no joke, just all Mopar. It was, I think there was 20 trucks and like 4 different cars, all Mopars, because he had like 3 of those engines that are in the Dodge. So I spent a little bit of time there. He told me that the computer in the Dodge, there's a code. It's supposed to be right here. It was dirty and I couldn't read it, so I decided that, oh, I'll just wipe it off a little bit to get the grease off. It instantly removed the code. So before I did that, I ended up reading the big number that was here. It was 7141. And this little code in the corner is also important. I think it's like 5602. So I have to track down a computer like this because I don't know if I've said this before. It's been a while since I've actually looked at any of my past videos or done anything with the Dodge, but the Dodge has a severe running issue. Like, it's at the point now where if I go to town, I have to wait for it to cool off to come back. Because once it gets warm, the timing goes all out of whack. It starts dumping fuel and it idles at about 2,000 RPM, which is about 1,500 RPM higher than it should be. So supposedly it's the computer, and hopefully I can get that. The Datsun's doing Datsun things. It's completely fine. And when I'm not working on my own stuff, my mother, who is over there, she just got a brand new truck. It is a Hyundai, I think it's a Santa Cruz, because her old car, right when I started working on the Whizzer, her old car blew a tire. And we thought, well, that's unfortunate. She has a dummy tire, so we can just put that on. She got a new tire back, and I put it on. And 2 days later, another tire exploded. All of the tires were rotted, dry rot. The car itself, like if you turned it on, it sounded like a tractor. Like if I was in the garage and she started her car, I could hear the knocking from in here. So it was pretty bad. I think it had like 350,000 kilometers. So she got a new car now. So this entire week, and I even had like other side projects. I trimmed the hedge yesterday because I did that before work. And top of the gazebo, I had to repaint. So I just haven't had time to do anything in here. Today is my first free day. And I don't even know, I don't even know if I can get the video out for tomorrow because my computer is where I edit all my videos. It also had a part fail on it. The hard drive, so the storage of my computer, failed, so I had to get a new one. So my computer now works as it used to 5 years ago, but I also don't have any of my editing software, so I have to find that and reinstall it in order to get this video done. So I think this is where I'm going to leave off today. I was trying to work on this. I actually made negative progress somehow. This is the pipe I was heating up in the last video, or the last clip. I dropped it and it cracked straight through the middle. So I ended up switching plans a little bit, and I'll show you what I was going to do. Instead of having it go from here and come all the way up to here so it like bends, I just want that to come straight up and then like connect into there, because it would just be easier for me to do. And I was trying to use a pipe cutter to cut the pipe. I kid you not, this took an hour to get working because everything on it was seized up. My good pipe cutter I dropped and the blade like shattered. So it took an hour to get this, and it's like completely threaded now because that just keeps moving around, so I have no way to cut pipes like flush. So I'm just not having good luck, and I think I am just going to end the video off here just so I can get a video out so you can see what's happening, and then hopefully I can run to town, get a new pipe cutter, actually have time to work on that. I don't work for a while. And hopefully nothing else fails me. So, see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one.